Tonight, we're going to be talking about the new Ultimates, but Deluxe Super7 Thundercats action figures that are coming to True Blue retail, and talk about whether or not it is a game changer for Super7 toys. We'll talk about all of that and more tonight on Geek Dad Live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Geek Dad Live. My name is Jay Gladfelter, and joining me tonight is no stranger to this channel or these parts, one of my favorite toy tubers, Brick Something in the house.
Hey, no stranger danger. Hi everybody. Good evening.
How you doing, my friend? Is this hour 10 of live streaming for you so far?
Yeah, I haven't calculated, but no, I don't think so. Yeah, this was a fun weekend doing stuff, but no, it's a perfect weekend, and I'm happy to be here. It actually is a great way to end the Sunday. Let's do some toy talking.
Exactly, some toy talking. Excited about it. And a lot of things to dig into. But before we get into any of that, gotta say hello to the chat. It's hopping even. I guess San Francisco doesn't really get crisp fall feel, but
No.
in North Carolina, it's been a crisp, cool fall weekend. The pumpkin spices are flowing. Just feels good. It feels good, at least in North Carolina. I don't know about everywhere else. But let's say hello. We've got, let's see. Oh, I froze. Hopefully not everything else is frozen.
Too much pumpkin spice. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, I froze. I apologize. That's pretty rare for me in my internet. Can you see me now? Am I back?
No, you've been there. You haven't disappeared, but there's
okay.
one chat on the screen. I don't know if that froze.
I don't know.
Pumpkin spice.
With card. Mike Mo Engage. Jace is here. Master Splinter. Future Fortress Maximus. Tony Taponi. Chris. Gady's Toys. Thanos Copter. Derek Ova. Jay Solo Arts in the house. Angry Elf. Rabbit McGavin. Master Splinter. Gray Fox. Did I do fake wood? I'll do them again if I haven't. Ryan Polly is here. Let's see. We keep going. Brian Carr. Nolan. James Vinipol is here. Brian Brink, Master of the Charts. We definitely got to check into that HasLab last day or so of that. Yeah. Doom Theory and Mando Jim, Jack Knight, J Mac, and Ricochet Rick. That's a dope name. That's a new one, right? I feel like I haven't seen that.
That's a character. That's got to be a character, man.
Paul Galliano is here. Leo is here. Justin Moen, Angry Elf, and so many more. Let's do some of our GDL family anniversaries, some that are populated so far.
Yeah.
Matt Bush, 25 months. Thank you so much. There's also another crazy Matt Bush gift donation, whatever you want to call it, in After Dark that'll be shared there. Mike Giarlico, 25 months. Thank you so much. And Riley Bob, family member for 25 months.
I got family.
They've got family for more than 2 years. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I don't see her here, and I may have missed it. Oh, Blake, good to see you. VCG, Jace, Randall. But I believe the master of research here in the GDL verse, Allison Troy, has her own YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to it yet, you should. But a lot of people are subscribing because she crossed the 1,000 subscriber threshold. Congratulations, Allison Troy. Well earned, well deserved. If you aren't checking out her stuff, you should, because it's very well researched, great content. Check it out.
Allison Troy, Retro Toy Princess.
Yes.
Go check it out.
Which it should be on my friends of GDL. And if it's not, I will fix it by the end of the day. But Randall Guzik, member for 2 years. Slave to Leia, just over 2 years. Wow. Chad Stewart, 10 months. Yeah, Allison crushing. Raise up for Allison, indeed. So there you go. Let's see. Saludos desde Mexico. Can't wait for my AWAC rabbit and bird to come in. There you go. A lot of congrats for Allison Troy, Retro Toy Princess. All right. That's that. Okay. Oh, one other little bit of housekeeping. If you haven't checked it out yet, maybe you saw Beetlejuice this past week, and you're feeling in a Beetlejuician mood. Well, head on over to Toy Geeks Podcast, wherever podcasts are given away for free, and check out our Kenner Beetlejuice miniseries. Episode 1, we talk about the movie with Jacob Walsh. And in the Kenner focused episode with Craig, we dive into all of the releases for Kenner's Beetlejuice toy line. That is co-hosted by Dan Larson and myself, and we try to have special guests often. But definitely check out that episode if you haven't yet. And that will wrap up that mini series. And Brick, that means a new mini series is going to start this week on the pod.
Have you revealed yet or no?
No, I haven't revealed yet. Any
wild guesses of all the possible toys?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's gonna be Exo Squad.
No. Okay. So
okay. That's a long
no one
one.
would probably ever guess it. It's tapping into mid 2000s McFarlane.
Okay.
And it ties in with the 20th anniversary of an important TV show in my life. Lost, McFarlane's Lost toy line.
Sure.
So it's going to be another 2-episode miniseries. We're going to talk about the TV show in one episode, which is actually going to be more like the history of Jay, if that sounds interesting to you. And then a whole episode on all of the releases in McFarlane's Lost toy line. And that'll be the last kind of short miniseries. And after that, we got a big series coming up for the Toy Geeks pod to just about close out the year. So last little quick stop to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Lost. And after that, we'll just about close out the year. So stay tuned, subscribe. Go ahead.
Will you be playing any clips of Baby J introducing the podcast?
Maybe. Who knows? I should. That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, work in some of those. Good choice from your earliest podcasting days.
It's the earliest of earliest. Michael Craig was serviceable. It was fine, just fine. I thought Craig did a great job. I don't know if you listened to Craig on the Beetlejuice episode. If you have,
I did not. No.
He did great. He did great. I thought Jacob and him were a good 1-2 punch. Craig right now is researching for just personal reasons, no real reason. But talking to a lot of Kenner type people, so he brought some really interesting insights. And then Jacob for the episode we're talking about the movie. Anywho, Ryan Dole in the house.
Hey, dudes.
Hey, everybody. Hey. Oh, Allison Troy.
There. She missed it. You probably
Woman
missed
of
it,
the
Allison.
hour. We were giving you props and congrats for surpassing 1,000 subs on Allison Troy, Retro Toy Princess. And please, people, go subscribe.
Yeah.
You like the cool kids because everybody's doing it right now. You want to get in on the ground floor. You
do. Yeah. Give her those watch hours so she can get fully, demonetized. No, I'm just kidding. But monetized. And she just had a Beetlejuice moment. I told you that she did a Beetlejuice short that's like doing crazy numbers.
Blowing up on the internet.
As people are looking for Beetlejuice content. So good job on that timing. I hope that works out for you guys too.
Indeed. And then Gary's going to be joining me in After Dark. We're going to be talking about our favorite deep cut toy lines. So you don't want to miss that episode.
Look at that Zen intergalactic ninja action right there.
That's maybe that'll be my number one. You don't know. You got to tune in and be a part of the discussion. So After Dark, we're going to be diving into that. And it should be fun because I know Gary loves some weird, wild stuff. So I think it will be fun.
Love that.
God, I love that. Me too. I really, really love that. Anywho,
friend, you're sounding sicker as we
I'm
keep going, man.
I'm okay. I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Be fine. But just know I am recovering from an illness.
Yeah.
So I won't be hanging around for 7 hours tonight. It'll be a little bit tighter episode so I can get to bed.
Be nice to him, folks. Give him some extra love and care and attention.
But hopefully I'm, still sharp enough to do these live streams. Hit the like button, everybody. Big thing happened this week, Rick.
Yep.
Super7, who for the longest time has had an Ultimates toy line, you could say going back to their continuation of Masters of the Universe classics,
Mhm.
they have had a premium format ultimate toy that's chock full of accessories and yada yada yada. It's supposed to be the ultimate version of this character, and they've had a Thundercats, or they've basically continued the Thundercats classics line from Mattel into their own Thundercats Ultimates toy line. And kind of a shocking move, at least it was shocking to me. They have come up with a not quite ultimate, but deluxe version of the same sculpt that you could get in that light up eyes version of Lino. So it's the new Lino, I believe. And sure, it's Sans 27 hands,
Right.
but you got the essentials and you got a pretty kick-ass blister card. And it's about $20 cheaper at $35.49 on Target. The pre-orders have sold out, but my thing with Target and pre-orders is don't even bother. Just wait till it
Yeah.
shows up because they'll cancel them or ignore them anyway.
Mhm.
Brick, what was your thoughts when these things dropped?
It's funny actually. Last Sunday for my show, it was me and Kyle hanging out. I was about to
Mhm.
say his name wrong again. He corrected me at the beginning.
You
Kyle
didn't say
Wadaga.
Kyle? Oh, sorry.
No, I said Kyle with the L, but Kyle Wadaga was on last weekend. So we talked a lot about it, and I think it's a smart move. I think ultimately they're trying to figure it out, and that's how that's essentially how he pitched it. It's like we're trying to see how this hits, but I don't think it's necessarily it's not hitting the same people. Like it was never this move wasn't necessarily to hit the same market. It's kind of to broaden as much as possible
Mhm.
to other folks and introduce them to Super7. In fact, at one point we were talking about how like constantly they're getting people who are discovering not just their toys, but like Super7 as a company for the first
Mhm.
time,
Yeah.
which is great. Like that's what you should do. You're always kind of
Mhm.
growing but I think this is totally going to help them at retail. The other ones, there were Power Rangers at 35 at that smaller price point. They're the deluxe Power Rangers. Those are
Yes.
on Hasbro Pulse.
Mhm.
So like they're kind of just figuring out what they're going to do. It doesn't necessarily mean all of them, all their ultimates are going to be available in this way. It doesn't even necessarily mean that complete lines are, but at this point they are doing a little bit of an experiment. And so these, even with the packaging, these are like straight up, like carded, hanging on
Mhm.
the wall, kind of retail
Yeah.
figures. So I think it's yeah. I'm just curious to see how it works out. Honestly, I'll see because 35 to try and get that like sweeter retail thing is probably going to motivate some people, but then are they still going to be in there with NECAs, which are like roughly the same price? And you know what I mean? Like this figure looks like it should be next to a Motu figure in that aisle, but I don't think it's going to be in that aisle.
Well, gosh, I'd be curious to see. I was talking to Kyle earlier, seeing if
Uh-huh.
he could like give me any more information than
Yeah.
that's already out there,
Right.
and he didn't have too much in-depth detail. Other than to say, yeah, it would be cool if this was successful enough and more things got to take advantage of it and stuff like that. But I completely agree. Like this should sit in the main retail toy section for Motu. And I don't know how it is in Europe, but most of the targets around me, it's kind of like Motu, Turtles.
Mhm.
It's like sometimes Star Wars, Motu, Turtles, and then Jurassic Park, but it's always usually Motu, Turtles, Jurassic Park. And you're right, this does fit right in with that.
Yeah.
Um,
Visually packaging style and
yeah,
I think style, but I don't think it's going to be that. I
it's gonna be
don't
stuck in the collector section land.
And I honestly, that's not what he said. So I'll admit that I'm totally guessing, but I can't. $35 for a figure. The reason I say that is because then you're going up against, say, a Masterverse for $20, and then you're going up against what else? freaking McFarlane. Like, it's funny because McFarlane is in both in my targets. There's some
Yeah.
McFarlanes over by
Both
NECA, and then
throwovers.
there's
Yeah. You're right.
right. But they're like cheaper than 35. So, but that said, for this character and that figure with what it comes with, I think I agree with Kevin, who's in the chat, that makes sense for this figure to be $35 with that loadout. And like,
Mhm.
this is probably going to catch a lot more folks who probably had no idea that
Yeah.
Thundercats toys were still being made. So
Yep. Yeah. No, 100% agree. Yeah, and that's kind of the, in the thumbnail title, it's like, is this a game changer for Super 7? And
yeah.
I think it could be,
Mhm.
because we've been talking, the collectively, about, Super 7. It kind of feels in this weird transition period right now. Like, where are they gonna go? They lost the Disney license. Things like this happen or whatever. It's just
Right.
any company is gonna have these transition points or what have you. Um, but this is something that, to your point, is gonna open them up to that thing that NECA has gotten to tap into as an adult collector line.
Yep.
And if Super 7 gets to play in those same waters, then I think it's a great thing. And yes, $35 is more than a $20 Motu, but hell, I just picked up one of those Street Sharks. That's $25 for just one
Sure.
of those things. Like, and not saying that's the same as $35,
No.
but
But
hell,
it's
I
also a
mean,
very different type of figure too.
yeah, absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely. But this thing catches your eye because it's
Yep.
gonna hit those either parents walking by, and having that nostalgia for Thundercats, or even if you're not a Thundercats fan, I think this catches your eye in a really cool way.
Here's the funny thing though. So they've pulled out a lot of the accessories and they're now at a 35 price point. If it's next to the NECA stuff, you're getting those figures at roughly $35, and they have a crap ton of stuff in it too.
Ooh, that's a great question.
So it's just it's still gonna create some awkwardness, and who knows? Again, if they can catch a bunch of people who had no idea that Super 7 existed, and or that Thundercats and other brands that they do still existed, and they could still buy toys. Like, if they catch those people, this is going to be awesome for them.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome for them. If maybe the thought is, and I really don't think it is, but if maybe the thought is that some of the adult collectors will start buying more, I don't know. I don't know. Just
Yeah, well,
because, again, you got NECA and you can buy all
yeah.
that stuff for $35, $40.
But it's just, I feel like it's a different, but here's my question, actually, because Brick, you are someone who tunes far more into the posability and
Mhm.
maybe the swappability of parts to give you different
Yeah.
looks and stuff like that than I am, where I'm much more vanilla, much more mid, as the kids say, in
I
terms
don't
of
think they
my
say that anymore,
questions.
but
They
yes.
don't? Oh, okay.
I don't know.
What's the skibbity version of mid?
I I don't even know, man. Even my
Skibbity is
kids, I'll
bad.
ask them, they're like, I'll start saying those words like, "Ew," and then I was like, "Well, what does that mean?" They're like, "I don't even know." Like, my kids are genuinely confused by the slang too. They're like, "I don't know. I hear them say it. I don't know what it means." I'm like, "Okay."
I like to just use it around my kids because I'm like, wait, Dad, you know that? You know Skibbity? I'm like, yeah, I know Skibbity. I'm cool. I'm hip.
Yeah.
Hello, fellow
Yeah.
students. But Ohio. Maybe it's Ohio. Yeah.
Fair
Um,
enough.
but to me, it's like I look at this and I have no qualms about it because it gives me
Right.
everything I need for Lino.
Right. Right.
It's a great new version of it. I think people are saying it in the chat, that Patrick says torso is exclusive to the figure. The light up eyes Lino has electronics in the torso. So it's a more articulation in the torso, which is great. And Mad Hatter reviews. Good to see you, my friend. It also helps that Lino head seems to like exclusive to this figure. Light up one doesn't seem to have a regular expression head. But to me, like, this gives me everything I want. But maybe because I'm already conditioned to this Super7's $55 a figure that's like $20 cheaper. Hell yeah. And
Yeah.
I also don't give a crap about all the hands and accessories. They literally go in a little tub and I never see them again.
I only care when they put in the wrong ones and I don't have access to the other ones that I want. But sure. Yeah, I don't switch them out a lot, but like, if they give me just hands that I don't need, or I'd rather have an expressive hand in this or whatever. So they'll have to make those decisions as to what to pack into these. But it's true that this has exclusive pieces. Same goes for those the Power Rangers that are on Hasbro Pulse. They've got that metallic paint. So far they've actually been I don't know if that's true for all of the deluxe ones that they've released so far. But between the Power Rangers and this, they've been a little bit different. So good on them. And I asked them also, like, are these considered, like, in your minds at least, is this like a him being Kyle, is this a different sort of like option for Ultimates, or is deluxe like a capital D proper noun of a new line? And like, yeah, no, essentially Super 7 deluxe figures are like a new offering.
Well,
Super 7 Ultimates are its own thing, which I thought was interesting distinction.
Yeah, and that's where it'll be curious to see how it plays out, right? And not all licenses are the same, right? Because in my mind, I'm like, hell, that'd be great if Turtles could do this, right? Give me some more retro style packaging, blister cards. Because I've been over the deluxe packaging for a while. It's way too much. It's just I don't have room for it. And to me, it's like, hell yeah, give me retro packaging. I can rip it open, save a card back, or leave it in the card and it looks amazing. So yeah, it'd be cool to have like a vintage Turtles. But in all honesty, they probably couldn't play in those waters because NECA's on shelves, Playmates is on shelves. They probably couldn't play there. But who knows? I mean, what the hell do I know? But I would think that'd be tougher for some of their Ultimates figures to make that transition versus others. And Patrick says, I'm also hearing GI Joe maybe going straight to deluxe in future raises. I think that would be great. But again, it's Thundercats doesn't really have representation on the shelf, so it has a clean line of sight from a licensing perspective. It'd be cool. It'd be cool. But if it's sitting next to a GI Joe classified figure, I'm sorry, Super 7, but I'll probably just get the classified because the classified is arguably the best retail toy line.
Well, there you go again. If they're next to each other, you've got classified with everything that it's going to come with.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It pales in comparison. But at least Thundercats, it has the lane is clear.
Yeah. For now.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I'm not, obviously Mondo's got its thing, but no, Mattel's going to be having some Thundercats.
You're right. The kind of crossover Motu Thundercats thing.
Which is a smart thing for them to do now. Again, maybe, who knows what the conversations have been, but I forgot to ask him about that. But it's going to be cool to have Lion-O and all the Thundercats at my Target. I think that's just cool. That's the bottom line, I guess.
It is. And I agree with Mint with Card. If they do core team at this price point, I would be all in. I think a lot of people would be all in. This is a badge of honor. Brick, my daughter just called y'all cringe.
I was gonna say, so I have a question for your daughter. Would Lion-O be Sigma? Would Jay and I be Sigma, or what? Just a question I'll throw out there.
I think this is my guess. Scott Baker is. I'm gonna guess what she's gonna say. Lion-O is Sigma, and then you and I are Skibbity. It's gonna be my guess. Let's see how that plays out.
I don't know if you see. You go for it. I was gonna hit that one. Yeah.
This is more chats. Toying around that Lion-O for 35 is perfect. Riley Bob, this could have been a game changer for the Super 7 Simpsons line.
100%.
Jack's amount of accessories Super 7 sculpt articulation might have been gold. But that's kind of out of their hands with the whole Disney thing. But all right, and then what were you
Kevin also put in there that the biggie, because there is a biggie that's 35 deluxe B smalls, but we were looking at that last week too, and I think it was Thanos pointing out, like, wait a second, you've cut back on the hands, and I think it comes with a mic, but I don't think it has the right hands for the mic. We wondered about that, and so Kyle looked at it, he's like, oh yeah, I wonder. No, I think there's maybe a way. So I don't know, and they're gonna figure that kind of stuff out. But to me, that's just part of the thing. It's like you're used to getting all these cool little odd accessories, and oftentimes the hands are designed to work with them. So It's gonna be interesting choices, but
it will be. It will be. Allison Troy, Retro Toy Princess. Go ahead and subscribe to it. Again, congrats on 1,000 subs. My guess is Mattel can't do Thundercats in Masterverse scale, and when Origin / Thundercats are hitting shelves, these might go a bit further among people who haven't been in on Super7.
Yeah, because I think people are gonna go, that's Lion-O. I remember that. I like that. I'm gonna buy it, regardless of who makes it. And then they're not gonna know that they used to be $55 toys that came with like 1,000,001 claws and swords and short swords and long swords. So
you know, I've criticized Super7 for a long time on the amount of hands. So I got to give credit where credit is due. They took away the hands, shaved out $20. So I gotta say it's a bravo from me. But I'm curious to see what the chat thinks.
yeah.
If should I say, is this a game changer? What do you think the poll should be?
That's a little broad. What does that mean?
Broad.
What does that mean?
So
That's the kind of stuff you put on thumbnails to get people to watch. Let's see. How about, will you be buying?
Ooh, there you go.
At $35.
Buying Super7 Deluxe figures at $35. All right, starting the poll. Let your thoughts be known, folks. Also, please hit the like button if you hadn't hit it yet. Let's see, any other chats? Do we get an update from Scott Baker's kid?
Oh, I wasn't sure if that was referring to us, but there was a nailed it comment. But yeah, I guess that is 6:30 p.m.
Okay, so we were right. The figure is Sigma.
You were right. We're Skibbity.
Yeah, that's okay. Right. I think, dads are supposed to be Skibbity, We're not supposed to be Sigma.
Okay. This is what I think of your daughter. No, I'm just kidding.
So brick.
No, I think, yeah. If either of us gets a chance to ask Kyle, I am curious about the question, where in Targets these will be. Will this be in the
I could text him real quick. See,
yeah, I'm just curious.
Kyle, we're getting questions on where.
You're like, no, the co-host is asking. But yes,
will be located. Well, because I don't know if he hates you or not. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, totally. Based on last week, maybe. He's like, you pronounced my name wrong, you ass.
Located.
No, I love Kyle. He's great. Talented dude.
Let's see. Collector's Area, says Blake. And Blake will probably know because he runs a little magazine called Toy Collector.
So that's over by the NECA Funko Pop section.
Which is a meh. It's a meh. I don't like the Collector's Area. Can I be honest? I don't like it over there.
Why?
Because I like going down the aisles. And usually the collector's thing is tucked away behind freaking, I don't know, TV mounts and stuff. And it's usually a mess. And there's just so much crap stacked in there. They don't clearance stuff out of there a lot. So there'll be old stock covering up new stock. And it's not a great there's not great visual merchandising for the collectors.
Yeah, it's often chaotic, and then you'll have the NECA people kind of come in every now and then and sort things out. But then you'll have the NECA collector come in and grab everything and ruin everything they just did. So, yeah.
But not only that, but it's just like, but you have the McFarlane stuff and all the pops everywhere, and then like stuffed animals, and it's kind of it's a mess. It's a mess over there.
Well, I like having another place in Target to go to and feel like I'm seen. So
yeah, it's like it's your safety. It's like, God, there's nothing in the aisles. Let's go check.
Oh, I went to the toys. Yay! Home Goods, whatever. Ooh, collectors. Yay!
I love this, Alison Troy. It's in a dark corner where Johnny Nostalgia is waiting to film his manga toy reviews. Or
Hey,
manga, I should say. I'm sorry.
thank you.
But yeah. And yeah, there's those of us at Deep Space Niner. Being a good collector citizen of the world, I always clean up and organize the collector wall at Target. You're a good person.
You really are. Little
Rob-
do we know, he's also wearing a red vest while doing it. But yes,
he's the hero. He's the hero we needs. Always look like NECA and Funko Truck threw up all over the shelves. Yep, I agreed. Gatey's Toys. That's Johnny New Toys. You're 100% right. 100% right. Mad Hatter. The problem is it might be too stripped down for some folks when compared to the other $35 stuff. Think it may need a few more accessories. Also, that line of technically a new figure ahead. I mean, maybe Mad Hatter. You're kind of on Brick's side on this. I think it's great because I love everything.
No, yeah.
Congrats.
I mean, ultimately, I think it's good. It's good for them. I think it's going to get them more exposure, and we'll see how it goes. Where do they put reactions in yours? Because sometimes I see them in the main aisle.
Depends. GI Joes are usually with all the other GI Joes, and then like other ones have been over in the collectors area. It's kind of wild. It's all over the place.
Put them next to each other, so then you're seeing a $25 reaction Lion-O or a $35 big one. I'll take the big one.
Big one all the time. Gage, Hatter, don't be a party pooper, even though you have a good point. Nick Dillinger, thank you so much. Yeah, slap that like, y'all. Hit it. Hit it if you haven't done it yet. All right, let's
gently.
Let's check the poll. We have over 100 votes, over 120 votes.
Damn.
And where do you think people are lining up?
Will they buy it? I actually, I would have said no initially, but based on what I'm reading in the chat, there's some positive reactions to it, but I'm going to guess yes. More yeses.
More yeses, and by a pretty decent margin. 64% said yes.
Oh, okay.
35% said no. And I'm going to put myself in the yes category for at least Lion-O. And I don't know if I have a monkey. I think I have a monkey in. But even if I don't, because I have the Cat's Lair, I have the Thunder Tank, I have a decent amount of the figures. This, when I saw another new Lion-O, I was like, I'm not spending another $55, but I'd spend another $35, and that's kind of where it sits for me. We've got a 5. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I'm just gonna say I'm the weirdo who pays the $55 for the Thundercats. So, I don't know. So it's a little bit weird for me to say because I don't think I was as concerned. But that's because I'm a rich public school educator. But
as everyone knows,
yes,
public school teachers loaded. Ryan Polly, $5 super chat. I feel like they have to dial these in a bit more, but I'm probably going to at least get Lion-O. I just can't help but feel like it's not quite there. What's your thoughts on that one?
I'm wondering what he means, Ryan. Do you mean
hate?
Yeah, like do you mean something like that, or dialing in meaning figuring out what's the perfect amount of accessories or something? Because I think they look great, but they're renders, so I don't know. But based on the ones that I have, I think they're going to be solid at 35 for a lot of people, with just a couple of accessories. So like that monkey in. Like I could have done with a Slive. Like, sure, I would. That sculpt is gorgeous for $35 and just give me his axe, no extra hands, easy. Like I grab a couple of more of those little. I don't think they're going to do like those brute, kind of like army builder frogs that they did or toads that they did. But if they were down to 35, yeah, like easily, I'd grab a couple of them. But so some of them I think I'm going to end up getting just because like, oh, these look really cool and it's a great price. The others, if there's like a more deluxe version, depending on what, I don't know. I think I still would spend my teacher money on it.
Okay, there you go. Spend your t-shirt money on it. I know it said teacher. I'm just let's see.
Ooh. Hell, let's be real for a second. T-shirts are more expensive than that $35 thing. Just saying.
You're not wrong.
when
Except I buy my
people
shirts at
freak
Target.
out about stuff. Okay,
I
fair
get
enough.
the crew neck for when they're like on sale for like $6, $8.
Okay, okay. Should I tell you what I paid for my Geek Dad Life T-shirt? No, I'm just kidding.
Sure. I don't know. How much are they? I think $29.
Yeah, I don't
30
honestly I
bucks?
don't remember, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Moving on.
All right. Let's move on. Any other thoughts? I think we said everything we need to say on this, right? We're good?
Yeah, no, I think so. I'm excited. The card back, like Mad Hatter pointed out, like it is really cool. That just the throwback
Yeah.
card back style too. That is cool.
I
Just
love
rip
that
it
they can
open.
play with this card back, right? And it's
Mhm.
not, again, like, even if they could do a Turtles one, Playmates would be like, yeah, you can do it if they even said it, but you
Right.
can't have our exact brick motif,
Right.
But I would die if they could do it. But
Yeah.
here they can
Yeah,
because
the
LJN doesn't
LJNs,
exist anymore. So
yeah.
cool.
Yep.
So yeah, I really dig the card backs. I kind of, I'm sure Mondo's gonna make some really nice deluxe packaging for the real Ghostbusters, but I'm like, it'd be cool if you did like a Kenner-ish style box. But again, Hasbro probably never approved that. But it'd be really cool. It'd be really, really cool.
And shout out to the little top left logo. Like again, they got a brand for the whole deluxe.
Yeah,
thing,
DX.
even though I was kind of dissing Super7's design company this week, but
why do you hate
we'll put that
Super7?
aside. I don't. I love them. I even
You live
told
in the
Kyle.
same area.
Everybody in the Geek Dad Life Discord knows that I started a thing with that Super7 ad for the Batmobile, but whatever. Did you talk about that Batmobile already? You talked about that with
We did
Dole
last week.
Okay,
We did last week with Dole.
Done.
Dole was here. You knew we were going to talk about that Batmobile for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Still, it looks cool. Too expensive though. Too expensive.
If only they packaged it as a deluxe and took off $20. No, it still wouldn't still be a little up there.
It'd be more, maybe. A lot more,
really?
maybe.
That'd be more, maybe? Okay.
Take off $20 on anything. I'm like, maybe.
Okay. Cool.
Companies you may have unlocked away from at least my specific demographic. Like, how do we get some sucker to buy this thing? Take out $20. It's like, oh, that sounds pretty reasonable.
Here's the other shows. You've got a super chat here going on, and
yes,
I got a comment on it.
Deep Space Niner, give me that sweet, sweet Ghost Jaga in deluxe, please.
That's the other thing is what are they going to do? And again, it didn't seem like they're planning on doing a complete line necessarily. Maybe if people go crazy and demand it, maybe they'll go through it. But I suspect they're not going to do those deep cuts in the same way at the $35 price point.
The line does well though. If these two figures, the pre-orders have sold out. Like it's sold out multiple times putting it up. Maybe they're like, hell, let's just NECA turtles this thing,
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'm being negative. Maybe I do hate Super7. Maybe you
hate
have
Super7.
Yeah, sorry, Kyle. Maybe.
You and Kyle are beefing. Listen, I've beefed with Kyle before. He beefs well. Oh, Beef Wellington.
Yeah. Anyway, Super7. So did you answer your thumbnail's question?
I think so. I think this is a game changer.
Oh, it's changed. It's $20 cheaper.
It's a game changer on their lap. But they have to execute.
Sorry, I think my brain got stuck in game changer on their lap.
Well, I mean, some things that just fall in your lap,
No, I got it, but my brain went elsewhere. Yeah.
But I think, they have to execute, right? But if there's a real chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance
that this could be a game changer for Super7.
Yeah. I hope they, but I'm a big fan of all their other stuff, right? Their own original character stuff, the music stuff. I would love to see those continue, especially the music stuff, because I know they're doing a biggie, but I feel like the hardcore fans, give them the guitars, give them the, I guess it makes sense. It should be a case by case basis, I think, ultimately, but it would suck to get certain people without instruments yeah. We'll see.
That's fair. That's fair. Quick super chat here, $2 super chat. Thank you, Michael. Make my Mondo. The Mondo ones look incredible, but they didn't take off $20 off the original
I was
price.
gonna
So
say,
they didn't
it's
get
like
me. They didn't get me.
55 or that. It's just like at that point, I don't know. You're like mad at the $55 figure, but okay.
Anywho, okay, but listen, the Mondo, at least you're getting a lot of bang for your
No,
buck.
100%. Yeah. Those things are amazing. But yes.
Let's talk a little Motu, okay?
Oh, okay.
I feel I haven't got to talk
Love
Motu
Masterverse.
in a minute.
Yeah.
How about this sweet new Eternia King Randor?
Yep.
And I kind of dig him.
I do too. I am a huge fan of Masterverse. I'm always like wishing that people gave it a lot more attention than it's had, even from the beginning. So I'm excited to see them continuing and giving us all sorts of different characters. Like this year has been a wild one for Masterverse between like who thought we'd continue to get more. We thought, after He-Man and Skeletor, like, are they going to do more motion pictures? And then they did Evelyn, and they're not like being shy about playing with all the different like multiverses of Masterverse. So sorry for the balloons, but like this is not from the cartoon, or like this is its own thing, and they're just having fun with it. Like that's a cool looking design for Randor. And then there's the extra hair if you want like that page boy kind of cut thing too. So
well, I think it's more classic look. And it's Matt Bush. Great. Now I want a Whopper.
It's inevitable with Randor.
But this one is not as Burger King-y as some of those. I think it looks great. I have a couple critiques, and I think a couple of other people said it in the chat as well. The gold looks crappy. I think the gold could have used a wash or something. It looks very plasticky, especially in these shin guards.
It looks very Marvel Legends, you say? Yeah. The metallic, it looks like specifically for the way they do their metallics. It's always that, and you can kind of see the swirls and stuff, and that's always thrown me off, like on robots and stuff. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of what other characters have metallics, and they're not quite like that.
Well, the painted stuff looks okay, like the cross, the belt, and this kind of top section here. And even the shoulder part looks okay. I think this comes off because I think Zach's saying he's not feeling the asymmetrical armor. It looks like you could take this off. But here it feels very plain Jane. And then this doesn't. The scepter looks kind of plain. The sword looks, to your point, very Marvel Legends, very crappy. Ryan, just so you know, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan.
King,
I meant
Daniel,
specifically the little swirly things. Yeah. But the weapons for Masterverse are often kind of like that. A lot of them are kind of in terms of like that. The sword is like a premium Masterverse deco for a weapon compared to some of the other things. So that scepter's got that little like jewel or whatever. That's kind of cool. But
you know what I love as well? I don't know if you noticed this. The original one just like had a long staff spear thing. It was the whiplash spear that was turned gold or cast in gold plastic. But there's a little nub here on the sword, and it looks like it'll probably connect to the little scepter to form a sword staff.
Really?
Yeah, look,
that would be cool. Like
a little nub
and a little hole for it to like a little peg for it to.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool. That would be great,
right? That's kind of neat.
That is neat.
Sword staff. And then I like you can swap his like battle head crown with his more
say
nub again. Yep, nub. Yep, nub.
So is he wearing pants? This is like
these are tights.
Man at Arms question. Okay, sorry.
I've always assumed they were like tights.
Okay. Either way, it's awkward, but yeah, cool.
And so the gold is like my one critique, and then Bacon McShig, you're calling out my second critique.
Yes, that
is the cape. Wish they'd splurge a little bit better cape material for Masterverse. They're so sheer, they're almost transparent. And I don't like it's just like a straight cut. Like there's just nothing to it.
Yeah, and there's no wire. They did the wire with it's King Grayskull. They did a wire with.
They did, and
it's just
Scareglow, the deluxe one.
The SDCC one. And it's a game changer to be able to sculpt those things and pose them. This literally, like when you have him, you can pose him and it's just gonna flop and be that big kite thing behind him.
Yeah.
And Bacon McShig's 100% right. The material is real, like almost like spongy too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like none of their capes are great.
Yeah.
But
it's not good. Not good. Michael Chorizo, $2 super chat. Hope that crown is detachable to make Captain Randor. That'd be cool. It doesn't look like it though, but who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
Masterverse King Randor modeling for Lululemon.
Yeah, those tights. It's a little awkward.
It's like the yoga pants, and just like any yoga pants, they're very revealing in the crotch region for the gentleman. So he's got the little tunic there to cover up his king bulge.
It has always bugged me a little.
His sword nub.
Well, his also like long sleeves, and then the pantless part. Like that's a lot of red going on, and all of a sudden there's the almost flesh tone thing. It's a little.
So are you saying you wish they would have went like red pants?
Sure, darker, some other darker color. That's whatever. It's whom I'm armchair designing, but it is a little weird.
It is part of his Burger King look.
Yeah.
But are you saying this with this Masterverse new Eternia? This was their chance.
Yeah, they could lean in and do something different and give him, I don't know, pants or or make him sleeveless. Like that actually would have balanced it a little bit more in my brain. But whatever. He's cool looking. Do you know? I haven't zoomed in on him. Is that chest? Is that armor or is it a torso?
It is, because you can kind of see his little abs are peeking out of here on the bottom,
okay. Which limits it a little bit. Not that the abs aren't the most movable in Masterverse, but they're getting better. But ultimately, it's a cool new Eternia King Randor. I love seeing them just keep going with this line. There's so many, and that's the other thing I've said about Masterverse that's been a little bit annoying to me. It's like, how many different versions of Man-at-Arms do we have? How many different versions of Merman now do we have?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just like, that's great, but I want to see other characters, and that's what this is. So I'm totally here for King Randor.
Yeah, I love this call from Rob. Blue, play off the cape.
Sure, some matching.
Allison Troy, they should have gone Aquila with this outfit. I think that could have been the good play, because new Eternia has played with some of the earlier mini comic, Aquila or whomever else sketches.
He was a different looking character completely, if I remember.
He was. Yeah. Well, okay. I don't know how many versions Aquila did, but you could have done something.
Yeah, like a white beard. Okay.
But you just could pick and choose. And in this world where Brick wants non-orange tights or close to skin tone, spray tan legs.
That's exactly, that's what it feels like to me. It's like
And then in terms of other stuffs, we got like official images for a lot of stuff we saw at Comic-Con. And I think we got our first look at some of the turtles for Turtles of Grayskull. These popped up on Preternia on the Twitters. Oh, by the way, side note, little tangent. I don't try to eat fast food, especially fast food burgers. But they got me. Wendy's has got me curious with these little Frosties.
There you go. So just knock $20 off the price, or make them cute, and he'll buy your stuff. Cool names, really cool names.
Right?
All the whole Halloween thing. It's
Coolie
awesome.
Goolie, Beast, Cold Spell, Cold Spell. Cute, it's so cute. Frosty Bite.
These are cute. How big are they?
I think
Are they
they're like
little
this
teeny?
big. I think they're about
Okay.
that big. Like this is 80s, 90s McDonald's level fast food premiums.
With modern design
Yeah, modern
sensibility,
design
right? Totally.
sensibility.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like Wendy's usually,
This is like
unless
Adventure
Toyota was
Time.
making the toys for him, which he did for a while, usually not even in the same realm as McDonald's or Burger King. Sometimes Burger King plays well, but these are
Mhm.
cool.
Yep.
I
That's
kind of
I mentioned Adventure Time, and that's what Zach was calling out to. It feels very Adventure Time.
yeah. So maybe I'll just go and just get the chicken nuggets.
I don't try to, but sometimes fast food just jumps in my mouth. And
You know, it's sometimes accidentally. You know, like, oh,
yeah.
I'm just driving home and like, oh, I pulled into the drive-thru. I don't know this happened. It was an accident.
I don't even know that I've ever had Wendy's.
You haven't?
Mm-mm. We
Wendy's
did
is not
McDonald's as a kid. I've done Burger
same.
King, Taco Bell. I just don't know that I've ever actually been to a Wendy's.
We didn't have a lot of Wendy's in San Diego. There's like one or two that I can recall.
Hmm.
But it was that classic, I don't know if you had it, but the old Wendy's with like newspaper print tables and
Oh,
had the the atrium window thing. And
I don't know. I've
anyway.
never been, but you reminded me. I don't. Did you have Farrell's in San Diego? when
Oh
you
yeah,
were
we
there?
had fair.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we didn't have one in San Diego long, but there was one in LA that we would go to. But yeah, absolutely. We
Winter
had
Park.
Farrell's.
Yeah.
I had my first birthday at Farrell's.
Oh, did you get a little tub?
I did. I
Yeah.
have pictures
Awesome.
of
Good times. These are old
it.
people things. Skibbity stuff.
Definitely Skibbity.
Yeah.
Skibbity to the max. Where did all those turtle pics? They're all over this Preternia page.
Oh, that's a lot of Preternia.
It's like so much Preternia. It's such. I mean, can we I've never met Preternia. I don't know their name.
But thank you.
Thank you for all you do. Doing the Lord's work. The toy
So
Lord.
these are more of our Motet Manette, right?
Motet Manette.
Oh, I haven't seen
Including-
this.
So here's the thing that's wild is this Mechanic
Mm-hmm.
was at Comic-Con, was in the
Okay.
display case. I shot 2 live streams walking around looking at the toys
Okay.
from the floor.
Do you remember it?
I didn't remember it at all because I
Yeah.
saw this picture too and I was like, oh damn, this looks really cool. I'm
Yeah.
surprised. Why didn't they show this at Comic-Con? And I was like, let me just double check. I scrubbed through. I was like, holy crap, it was there all along. But I think there's just so much cool stuff. I didn't even recognize that it was there. But I think this Mechanic looks amazing.
Mandela effect, maybe. Yeah, is he meant to be like an owl? Because I get really cool owl-y vibes.
yeah.
Is he mutating with an owl or something?
Maybe.
It's cool looking. I think it's a really cool look. You know, they're fun, corny goggles on Mechanic. It's very like Mimic from X-Men back in the day, but this is really cool. It's really like a different take on it. I don't know.
Yeah, I dig this one a lot. So if I see it, I'll probably buy it. And then also I know the Rattler was there.
Oh yeah.
But maybe just something about these professional pictures. This Rattler looks so cool. I didn't realize that it was like you had the, traditional Rattler with like a new ooze one busting out of his face.
This is definitely the Motu.
This is Motet Manette.
Oh yeah. Okay, because that's part of the lore now, right?
Yes.
With on the card that they shed their skin and stuff. So it's kind of cool that it's working its way into an actual figure.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's like mid-transition.
Uh-huh.
And it makes sense for the snake, right? Yeah, shedding her skin.
Yeah.
It's cool as hell.
Yeah. That is really cool. What's the blue legs?
It's translucent. It's translucent blue.
Oh, okay. It's the spirit thing. That is really cool. Are those neck pieces like Mechanic kind of thing?
Yeah, it looks like as additional neck pieces.
That is really cool.
Right? That is sick. Now, I'll be curious. It looks like it's standing up under. It's been able to support itself off of 1 foot, apparently, with that long-ass neck. I would question whether that actually works that way in real life, but I think it looks amazing.
Yeah, I think it's cool too. And I'm wondering for like all the folks who love to do pop and swap, like little customs, I wonder if you could actually fit a head in that Rattler open mouth too. So it'd be like a kind of like
Ooh.
like a Tila headdress, like a Green Goddess kind of headdress.
Yeah.
It's cool looking. Good job. And see, this is I remember when we were talking about the Motet Manut thing,
Yeah.
and like none of us had any sense of like how creative and cool the line
Yeah.
would be and how popular it is. I just love that this is allowing them to like be super creative with
Yes.
both properties and
Yes.
then create parts along the way that will clearly be like worked in later
Yep.
into the Origins line.
Yes.
That's smart stuff.
Sort of my we're both Disneyland fans,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah,
one
I'm
of the
jealous
things
of your speeder behind you, but yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah. There it is. Again, thanks, Dan Crisp, for helping a collector in a moment of super darkness. But I love that Imagineering series on Disney Plus, like one of those
Mhm.
early and how Disney used all the sponsors for the New York World's Fair to make It's a Small World
Yep.
and It's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow, and what was the other one? Whatever it was.
Was
But still,
Pirates coming out? No, Pirates didn't come out of that.
no. There's like 3 or 4 rides. I can't
America
remember.
Sings?
America
I don't
Sings, maybe. No. America Sings filled in for Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow. That went to anyway. But
Dinosaurs?
still,
Anyway, whatever.
oh yes,
Sorry.
the
It
dinosaurs
was the
for the
dinosaur
train
that went
ride.
in the train.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Mhm.
But basically use those sponsors to pay for those rides. He didn't pay for himself and just moved them into the park. It reminds me of that for these, where
Yeah, exactly.
Mattel's using, probably Nickelodeon to cover the cost of some new tooling.
Yeah.
But yeah, they can use it in other things.
Same goes for the Stranger Things line. I love the paint and coloring on those Stranger Things Masters of the Universe ones
Yeah.
that I don't think they would have done for Origins figures if they weren't pushing that creative, like,
Mm-hmm.
conundrum of how do we merge these two things. It's cool.
Yep. Yep. Ooh, I love this Ogre 312. It looks like the bathtub creature from Ghostbusters 2 coming out of his mouth. It is very pink ooze.
Yeah.
Ooze. And then this Raph looks pretty badass.
Yeah, he's got the whole mix in thing. I like it. I like the it feels like a snake snake, what do you guys, this is the same that happened on my show earlier. A snake man kind of nod, but also
Yes.
it feels like the Mausers a little bit. with
Okay,
a
yeah,
big
like
old
Snake
front top.
Armor He-Man. It's very similar to the Snake Armor He-Man
Mhm.
armor. And then
Right.
yeah, you're right, it has a bit of that Mauser thing going on for
Mhm.
sure. And then had I something I wanted.
Wait, is this another one where he
Yes.
takes off his shell and uses it as a shield? Is
Yeah,
that what's happening?
why not? I mean, you did it
Yeah.
once, just keep doing it. Raph is Jim Lee TMNT homage. Definitely has that Jim Lee Turtles kind of feel. Yeah, a lot of people are calling that out. And then yeah, 2000X Steak Man. Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty dope. And then there was did I miss it? There was the Donatello looks freaking cool too. Where was he? Yeah, Donatello looks dope.
What's going on his hood? Is it a
It's kind of
snake?
like a man at arms kind of, but yeah, it is kind of a snake looking
Oh, I
face.
haven't been paying attention. I just put 2 and 2 together and realized this is like their second set of figures and it's going
Yes.
Snake Man. Oh, got it.
Yep.
Sorry, color me slow.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
Beat yourself
that's cool.
I think it's really good. And then we got some Toon stuff.
This stuff is really cool. I don't collect it, but every time I check it out in the Targets here, I'm like really impressed how they pulled these off.
They look really good. They look really good.
Mm-hmm.
And yep, the Hordak
Wow.
as
Okay.
well. Like
That's
looking
very
sharp.
cool. Yeah.
We were talking, I believe it was Sam, one of the members of the Motu team at Mattel, while we were live streaming. People were asking, okay, we're going to get attachments to do, his cannon arm, all that kind of stuff. This one will not have that, but there's a potential for that in the future with a deluxe figure or something. But so far, it only comes with this little, I don't know,
This is meant to be cartoon collection, though, right?
Correct.
Okay, so there's talk of potentially doing cartoon collection deluxe, maybe.
I'm saying it in generalities. I don't know
Okay,
how they
okay.
would do it, but
Sure. That's a good looking Hordak for sure.
this is the Hordak I would put on my shelf. I think this Hordak. I love the head sculpt. I love the Filmations blue.
Did you jump in
style.
on all the cartoon collection?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
But they are
this
really
one. This one would be my Hordak in display. I feel like, other than compared to some of the other ones.
Have you seen them? Like, have you seen the Evelyn?
Oh
God,
yeah.
I stare at that. The Evelyn looks great. I've come
Yeah.
so close to buying one. I'm like, I don't have any use for it. I used to get away with getting some Origins because I could be like, oh, I can pop some of the stuff and put them with Masterverse. So that was my excuse.
Yeah.
But they're a little bit smaller. Like they don't quite work in the same way. So, but they're cool, man. That Evelyn looks perfect.
She does look
except
fantastic.
the knees, but perfect.
Nothing's perfect in life, so something's got to be short. Andy Stutes, make a Hordak rocket version with all the hand attachments. There's a lot of other ways you could make it work to give us those attachments. Oh, that's right. The Hatter chat that I forgot to star, so I could plus it in later, was he wanted that Rattler for his Rattler.
Rattler, yeah, I saw that. I was like, ooh,
it's a great time. Let's check in on the Rattler. What do you say? It is fully backed, over 20,000 backers. Everything has been unlocked, including that Baroness. There's 1 day, 1 hour left. So now it's just gravy. I'm going to put a poll in the chat in a second to see, like, now that all of the tiers have been unlocked, are you going to back when maybe you weren't before? So let me do that now. But what's your thoughts on this entire HasLab as it looks to conclude tomorrow?
I will be honest, I wasn't paying close attention to it once people started beeping about patches. I was like, I'm kind of done with y'all. But from the beginning, I'm looking at this thing, and just as like almost everything that Classified does, I'm like, you all are incredibly lucky. I think it's one of the best retail lines. Would I say the best? I would say it's the best action figure retail line out right now, and I feel like they've sort of grown it and have developed it sort of naturally and organically, because at first people weren't liking it and they kind of had to figure out where's that sweet spot, but man, they found it, and I feel like they're doing it. I don't know. So this thing, very cool. I still can't figure out how y'all do it and where you all fit it, but it's impressive between the His Tank, the Dragonfly, this.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. And that was one of my favorite toys as a kid. Loved it, playing with the wings and the bullet hole little compartments that this is doing.
Yeah.
So congratulations, folks. You got a thing. If you really hate the patches that much, I'll give you my address. I will make a really cool jacket, because that logo with the wings is one of my favorite things as a kid. I just thought it was cool, and I wanted them to do that for like every Cobra vehicle. Give us like a unique take on the Cobra logo. So yeah, give me them. Stop complaining.
Well, speaking of complaints, gotta plus this one in for Ryan Dole. No landing strip though. What's it supposed to land on?
It's not. It's perpetually in flight. See, look at the missiles. They're perpetually being fired. So there, Dole.
He's just salty that we gave him crap for his Star Wars thing, not having a.
Oh yeah, I was with him on that one. What's wrong with
You're
you,
about
Joe?
to no
complaining
floor,
about the floors and the
door to my wallet.
Yeah.
But checking in on the Brian Brink chart, the last day that we could check into it. It is somewhat aligning to his projections, but I will say, I'd be curious, Brian, if you're watching, now that it is unlocked all these with 1 day left, can it go beyond your initial projection of 23,582? Be curious to see if it does, because it's trending so far slightly better than his original projection.
I honestly, like I said, I kind of checked out a little bit. How has the conversation been? Of people like, does this feel similar to the last couple days of the Dragonfly, or does it seem like it's quieter?
No, because the Dragonfly was doing better, right? So if you look here, one, it was shorter, so there's less time, which you could say. But if you look at the two arcs here, the green is Dragonfly and the red is Rattler. It's splitting hairs, frankly, but still, the Dragonfly did better in its last few days, and its spike than the Rattler. That being said, it has cleared all the tiers with more than a day left. So
Right. What's the backer number? How many of these things are going to get made and put into the world?
Brian Brink says, I think over 24K is definitely reachable.
Okay.
Shelf Presence gifted 5 GDL family memberships and did the same thing last week, but like right as we were turning off, I think. But thank you so much, Shelf, for gifting 5.
I got family.
GDL family memberships. Toy anxiety. It's because landing strips weren't popular in the 1980s.
Because with all the cocaine, they just kept flying, perpetually flying. Just kept going.
It did lack the drama of others, but you know, that is the GI Joe classified way. No drama.
Man, seriously, like that line is so awesome. And I love that they're making vehicles now that they're selling. So they've got the HasLabs and they've got actual vehicles that they're selling at retail. It's cool. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the way people have been kitting out their vamps and stuff from Gridiron, but
yeah,
it's so cool. So be happy, cheer up, GI Joe collectors. Like spoiled, man. This stuff is great. So, how much are people paying for each of these? A couple $100, 200 something.
$300. $325.
It's a lot of revenue there.
Yeah, hold on. Where's the damn? Oh, I have to click back this project. This new, $324.99.
Okay. So that was our clue. Jay's not backing this thing. You didn't back it.
No. I'm not backing it. No, I don't have room for it. And I have firmly been in the future J problem camp, but a lot of future J problems have come to pass. And I just don't, this room is needed an overhaul for a while to accommodate some things, including this speeder in a more compelling display way. So they're going to have to pass on a few things to make sure I have room for my Hot Toys Batmobile and what hopefully is a very healthy Mondo Real Ghostbusters toy line, among other things that I have planned to collect. So I gotta stop somewhere. I got the Dragonfly. I have the His Tank. And that'll have to do for now. But for some, like Rob, finding a space for it is future Rob's problem.
But hear me out. Doesn't your Star Speeder 1000 need to go up against a Cobra Rattler?
No, absolutely not.
Flying above your head. No? Okay, never mind. No. Fine then.
And then, Ecto 1, a potential Ecto 1 HasLab.
What if I gave you $20 to take $20 off the price?
Not even $20 off could get me now. Okay. There's again a potential Ecto 1 HasLab, Mondo Real Ghostbusters. Right. Like there's there's too much out there, and I will not sell the Cat's Lair.
Is that next? Is a HasLab Ghostbusters next?
I think so. At least out of what it's been announced, we have PulseCon coming up, and then we have. What else is after that? You have New York Comic Con. Maybe something could be done there. Oh, what was that 1027 event? That thing? Something could be done there. But
what is that? I don't know.
You know, the like that kind of Hasbro little halvesy kind of.
Oh, that's what I thought HasCon was. Hasbro Con, but that's different because that's in September or something, the end of this month.
Yeah, I have the little. Doohickey.
I just asked because the last time you and I talked when you were on my channel, we were talking about that HasLab and we didn't know what it was, and it's likely still is all signs still pointing to an Ecto 1.
I would again. There's been nothing really more other than they had those little clues. I think I saw YHS on their Instagram. They had little clues at the Hasbro booth or something.
Yeah.
But the logo is the Ecto 1 fin and the tire.
Right.
I don't
And
know
a
how it's
tire.
not Ecto 1.
Okay. Yeah, you got to
But,
save
you
your
know,
money.
until they announce it, who knows? But I think there'd be a lot of pissed off people if it didn't do that, but who knows?
It's a tire. It says
Right, exactly.
Ghostbusters
The
on
only the only thing that would make sense with that logo
it. Uh-huh.
is attachments to turn your car into an Ecto 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
What do you call that stuff? The role playing.
It's role play because all
yeah.
they've done so far is role play. Then the proton pack and the
Right, there you
trap, and the
go.
PKE meter.
You too can drive an Ecto 1.
Yeah.
We'll give you a license plate, a couple of white stickers to put on your tires.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
we'll
I
see.
guess so. I guess the Rattler's not in the cards for Jay. Okay.
It is not. It will not be. I have to put my foot down somewhere. I can't live like this perpetually, Brick.
Yeah, but you did get that star speeder. That is no small thing, but it's
not, but
definitely a unique.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. What'd you do with the box? Because that box could be displayed
It's,
too. That
it's
thing's
so
cool.
big. I have it sitting here on the floor.
It's a pretty
beautiful.
box.
It's a beautiful
so
box.
Kenner. Yeah.
But
You got little figures in it?
oh yeah. Yeah. Did you not see what
I didn't. I don't think I did. Okay, that's cool. That's what it's for.
But I put a whole bunch of random ones. I was putting every 3 3/4 inch adjacent figure in there.
Now you need to get Johnny to maybe print out those ugly 3D glasses and put them on each of those figures.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Time out. This is original Star Tours, not the new Star Tours.
It was still 3D.
Was it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I remember that being kind of like a biggish deal. It wasn't just moving around. It was like, oh, stuff is flying at me. Yeah, I thought so. I
think you're right.
Because this is post Captain EO.
It was always 3D. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's post Captain EO. Like that was like a thing.
Lord.
Throw them in the bin. That's
Listen,
okay.
I'm sick, people. Okay, I'm dying.
Yeah. Get it together.
I don't know why I
dying
forgot
and
it was 3D.
really old.
Originally.
Yeah, that was always been part of the deal.
No,
so
you're right.
That thing and has video. Like I know I missed it clearly, but they don't have the loading video in there, do they?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's on the outside. You're talking about like the little TV.
Oh, what am I saying? That was total noob. Yeah, that wasn't inside the.
Oh, yeah. Look at you. You forgot something.
Right, I forgot that, but like the 3D whatever. 3D glasses, I'm telling you.
And I saw the last ever showing of Captain EO.
You did. I heard that, and yes, props. Except it continued to play in Florida.
But it wasn't the same. No, they brought it back after Michael Jackson died, but apparently the lighting wasn't as full featured as the original Captain EO. So I saw the last true full Captain EO ever.
And sadly, that's not something we will ever really get to see a good version of because everything online has the 3D stuff. I would love to see it. I really enjoyed that. I love the music.
So
cool
good
stuff. The Borg Queen before there was a Borg Queen.
Yeah,
all of that stuff.
Was it Angelica Houston?
Yep.
Yeah, love Captain EO. But with Captain EO kind of officially being brought into the Star Wars universe.
Wait, what?
You've seen the trailer for Skeleton Crew, right?
Who is Captain EO?
Captain EO's
the little floaty thing?
Yeah.
Is it in?
Trailer. It's in the trailer.
No.
Brick, where have you been?
I saw that trailer and I heard you guys. I was on a hike listening to you and I think Dole talk about it, but maybe I didn't clock that.
Yeah.
Are you serious? The little fuzzy orange thing floating around.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
It's official.
We're here to save the world. Nice. Okay. I'm a bad Star Wars nerd, and clearly I'm a bad Michael Jackson nerd.
Yeah. You're getting a yup brick ... Whew.
Is it canon? Yes.
You're skibbity.
Whatever, man. You're sick and I'm old. So take that.
Oh my god, I think that's it. That's all we got. Brick, what's going on
Yeah.
in your channel verse? Anything exciting?
Yes,
Brick something.
actually, I am heading to Legion's Con for the first time. I'm super
Ooh.
excited. I've just heard about this thing and always just been at home watching it. So not only am I going to Legion's Con, but a couple days before, there's a thing called Intern for a Day where you get to go and like be in the studio and they kind of
Oh,
tour
that's
you
cool.
around and they talk about it. And it was like this raffle and I won. So me and my brother are going to go check that out. Then we're going to be in the room on the Friday when they announce it. All that to say is, so the next couple of guests after next week will be sort of Legion's Con related. So my brother's going to come through. Some talented customizers, Emil Wickman, another one who I can't name right now. But so that's going to be fun. And I will say next week, for your viewers especially, you remember the Monstores Kickstarter, Dave
Oh yeah.
Igo's stuff?
Yeah, I gotta
That
have them
kicked
on
off.
too. That's a
Yes,
great reminder. I was
please.
supposed to follow up with them and have them on the
Please
show.
have them on. I feel like the viewers of Geek Dad Life
Yes.
would
Oh,
absolutely
yes.
love the Monster stuff.
Yes.
5.5 inch,
It's
cool
incredible.
hybrid, like 90s toys, but what was happening in our brains, what we thought
Yeah.
these things should look like.
They're really cool.
He'll be with me next Sunday too. So check that out. And it kicks off in 2 days. So check out that Kickstarter, Monstores. Please have them here.
Of Cine saying Star Tours was updated to 3D in 2011.
There's some Mandela effect thing, I think, happening.
Uh-oh. Okay. All right. They'll be on Toy Anxiety this week. There you go.
Perfect.
And they'll be on this show when I'm not being a horrible person and forgetting to follow up on an email that was sent a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Ugh, I'm the worst. But we'll get him on the show too. We'll get him
Paul
here.
Galliano is asking, yes, 100% that Dave Igo.
Yes.
Dave Igo's pedigree is amazing. And don't be sick when you have him on here because his energy level is through the roof. And I don't know if you'll survive because he's awesome. He's super bright, high energy, and he's gonna be with these guys. And I talked about it during my stream because I want to see this in about 40 minutes or so. I want to see Dave Igo energy with Mad Hatter and Mega J energy. So it's gonna be cool.
Have fun there. We'll have them on here. They'll be everywhere. Here, there, everywhere, but it's pretty exciting stuff. And then before that, if you want to come hang out on the Patreon side of things, patreon.com/geekdadlife, Gary and I will be talking about our favorite deep cut toy lines. Don't miss it. And yeah, let's end this thing, everybody. Hold on, where's the music?
Where's the bass line?
There it is. Thank you so much, everybody, hanging out and being a part of this live stream. Thank you for all the likes, for all the engagement. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to try to get some sleep. I got some NyQuil waiting for me. I got a fresh bottle of NyQuil. I'm going to take that and pass out. Yes, the gifted memberships, shelf presents. Thank you for giving those out. Thank you to all the GDL family members. And oh yeah, 20,000 subscribers, 5-year anniversary, big streams coming up. So subscribe. And until next time, hasta luego and goodbye.